Hey guys, it's Georgia. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If y'all are new here, welcome to my YouTube channel. For today's video, I'm going to be taking some shells that I found on the beach and turning them into earrings. So yeah, let's get on into it. Alright, so these are the shells that I've collected over the past couple of weeks. I already cleaned and dried them before the video started because I didn't know what I wanted to do with them, but I knew they would need to be clean. I pretty much just soaked them in warm water and dish soap and then scrubbed them off with just a very soft toothbrush. I'm just organizing these by shape and color since I'm turning them into earrings and I want them to clearly be a matching pair. So once they're all sorted, I just grab a couple of pairs that I think would be nice earrings, but I didn't grab any of my favorites because I don't want to break them or ruin them since this is my first time using these tools. Now that I have all my pairs set, I'm grabbing my Dremel tool, which is pretty much a mini drill that people use for various kinds of jewelry making. It comes with a bunch of different supplies to use. My book didn't have any of the supplies listed, does not say what any of them are or do, so it's just sort of guess and check. So this one feels like a pumice stone, and I just needed it to pretty much sand down the top layer of all of these shells, because like I said, I found them out in nature, so even though I clean them, they have some seaweed stuck to them, some dirt, and something that is almost suctioned onto them that I could not get off with just cleaning them in soap and water and a toothbrush. So this is literally just sanding away all of that seaweed, dirt, grime, snail slug mix, whatever it may be, that has gotten on them while they were in the ocean, so that I have the clean colors, patterns, and just sort of making them more or less the same shape, getting rid of anything that would break on impact. Now that they're all sanded and clean, I'm going to go in and change the bit to a small drill. I'm just using this to make holes in the earrings, not in the earrings, but in the shell. These were way too small of holes to fit anything through to turn them into earrings, but I needed this before I completed the process, so I at least have a starting point. This was quite hard to do because you need to be very, get exactly the right amount of pressure on it, because the shells are harder than you think, but if I pressed too hard, they were going to break in half. The white shells were much easier to use this with because they were so thin, so it was very easy to just go in and out, but I did end up drilling myself a couple of times with this, so in the future I'm going to need to grab a holder for the shells. Now, a lot of people don't know this about shells, but they are porous, so that means they have a different color when they're wet versus when they're dry, and I can't guarantee that I would always be wearing these in the rain or right after a shower or any situation where they would be wet. So I'm just coating each shell in Mod Podge. This will make sure that the color is nice and bright and make sure that it stays that, because even though they are clean, the second they dry, they look very dusty, like I said, because they're porous, so all of the color sort of goes away after they're dry. But I'm doing this very messily because I just want to make sure that the entire shell is coated, more so than making sure everything is open. While those are drying, I did grab a couple of these little pearl beads that I have from Walmart, along with my jewelry making supply. I'm just going to grab the amount of eyelets that I need for my ideas, and I'm just stringing them on. I think it was 8 pins with a single bead on top, and then I did 2 with a set of 3 since I want one pair of the earrings to have a longer stem of beads, and I wanted one to have a bead and then a ring and then a bead and then the earring. If that makes sense, it'll make more sense once you see it. But now that I have them all set, what I'm doing is taking these rounded tip pliers, pushing the strand away from the bead, cutting it to the right length, and then just pulling the strand back, making a loop almost. This was kind of difficult, so I had to shape it a little bit after, make sure that they were facing the right way, make sure it all looked nice and straight and professional, and I just copied that same process with all of the other beads until they all had a hole on each end. Now that these are all nice and dry, I'm just taking them off of the plastic, and I'm going in with a slightly larger drill this time. Since I just sort of placed the Mod Podge in them and dumped it on them almost, the holes clearly did close up, but I could still see them. So I'm using this slightly bigger hole on the original tiny hole to make it so that the jump rings and any earring supplies I want to use on these can fit through, and also to make sure that the hole is still present, so I'm not trying to go through with a blunt object to get glue off, if that makes sense. Now that those are all done, I can go in and set up the earrings. So I'm just going to be putting a shell on a jump ring, then I'm adding one of the pearls for this first earring, closing it up, and then using another jump ring to attach the pearl to the earring itself. After completing that on the second side, then I'm just completing it on like the second side, obviously, because I wanted to make pairs of earrings. Second side was much easier because I knew what I was doing, but there is the first product. For the second set of earrings, I am using the two of the little pearls, so I just put a ring in the middle for those. The third set is, again, more of those brown beads, and this one is the one I decided to add 3 on, just because I want a difference in dimension, length, all that stuff, so that I don't have just a bunch of pairs of the same earrings. For these white ones, I did go back to my original design. I just did the one earring, or the one pearl on the one earring, and I think that they were really cute. I am really happy how all of these turned out. I think that they are very elegant, and I think that they are classy, even though they are natural shells. I really did like making these. In the future, like I said, I'm going to need to find some way to hold the shell that isn't my hands, because with the amount of pressure, I did end up drilling my fingers a few times. But if you guys like them, please let me know. Like and comment down below if you want to see more jewelry making videos, or see me do something different with all those shells I have. I have even more than just in the video. But yeah, I don't have these up in my Etsy shop, and I don't plan to. But if you guys do want to see them, let me know, and I can totally make a listing. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you want to see more from me and all my friends, all my social medias are linked down below, as well as my Etsy and Mercari if you want to buy something that has been in a video, or maybe in a future video. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Bye!